Welcome to Next Level Greatness, the podcast. Around here, we'll be talking about all things expansion, going from good to great and from great to greatness. I'm your host, Barbie Collab. Get ready for your next level. Let's do this. Welcome to Next Level Greatness, the podcast. We are having a podcast birthday party today. If you are listening to this on Wednesday, May 24th, our party for the podcast is at 12 p.m. Central Time. I would love nothing more than for you to join us. I will be giving away prizes, getting to know you, celebrating, and there might even be a song that gets sung. So happy birthday. If you're not able to attend live, I just want to take a moment to thank you for listening to Next Level Greatness. Thank you for tuning in every week. Our podcast has made it to the 1.5 top % of all podcasts in the world. The second announcement that I have is that I just launched my brand new program called Empress. It is a program for soul-led entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, women in business. Oh, I just got goosebumps. How do we, quote unquote, sell, little air quotes? How do we sell? How do we operate in business with soul? Not feeling like we're selling, not feeling like we're overdoing, overgiving. Operating a business can be an extension of what we have in our heart. It is an outpouring. It's not an extension. It's an outpouring of our gifts, of our wisdom, of what we have in our soul. So you can click below to get the details. It's going to be amazing. I've really just have been spending so much time in silence. I've been communing with other powerful, and by powerful, I mean soul-led women entrepreneurs. So specifically women, on how do we sell in a way where the energy is pure, where the energy is clean, where we feel good, where people don't feel sold to, where we attract clients that are aligned with our values, with us. We're not looking to attract people just because we want to make the money. And I think that anyone listening to me, if you're in business, that is who you are. Your intention, if you're in sales or business, your intention is to do it with integrity, to do it with heart, to not get lost and muddled in the waters of like, this energy feels funky. But sometimes some things happen where that energy gets messy, where we get hung up on, are they going to buy? Are they not going to buy? Why isn't somebody buying? Or like, why am I attracting this kind of person and that kind of person? I just want you to feel into the energy of this program for yourself and decide if it's for you. And if it's not, then it's not the right time. But it really should be something that is saying like, yes, this is for me. All right, let's jump into today's topic, which is actually something that I have not ever done. I don't think so. I don't think we've ever done a Q&A. So that is what we are doing today. At the end of I Manifest, the last course that I taught, I had collected some questions, and some of them we got through, and then some of them we did not get through. And then I know that people are always messaging me on Instagram, on Facebook, or commenting, and they have questions about the stuff that I'm talking about on my podcast.
So I thought, you know what, this would be fun. I would absolutely love to do this Q&A. All right. The first question is, I'm not a business owner. I work for a great company and like the security of having a quote unquote job. Does that limit my growth or opportunities? The answer is no. So let's get into it. If you have a job that feels stable, I'm just going to call it a 9-to-5 job. And if there are no opportunities within that job, and what I mean by that is that if you can't get a raise more than whatever the standard is, right? Although someone in I Manifest got a $10,000 promotion like out of the blue. And so she really believes that it has to do with her mindset and the shift in her mindset. Like this woman has been manifesting lately. So don't exclude that. If you are in this job, are there opportunities within the job itself? That's something to consider. And the question when it comes to manifesting is, are you open to the opportunities? Whether it's love, whether it's business, whether it's in your personal relationships, whether it's health, the question is really, are you open to the opportunities? In my previous rounds of teaching Money Magnet, there were also women who were very happy with their current positions. And they're like, wait, how am I supposed to manifest money if I don't even have time and I have no desire for another side hustle or a side hustle? And it's really this idea of being open to receiving. As women in this very modern world, a lot of times we're stuck in that masculine energy of constantly doing. We're overdoing, we're constantly going, and we don't pause enough to receive. In order to be able to receive, you have to be open. You have to stop moving sometimes. And really think of a container. This is a good visual. If you're always pouring, how can you actually receive if you're a cup? If your body is a vessel, if your body is desiring to manifest and you are always the one giving, how could you possibly receive? And I'm not saying that you can't receive, but I'm saying that your receiving is going to be limited because you're so busy giving and doing and overdoing. So my recommendation would be to begin to just become aware in your life of how you allow yourself or don't allow yourself to receive. Receive what? Receive compliments, receive gifts, receive surprises, receive nice words, receive someone opening the door for you, receive money, just the very act of receiving. And that is going to begin to open up the pathways to receiving. So what happened with some of the women in my course, Money Magnet, is that when the women became aware of the energetics of money, some of them began to receive refunds, checks, opportunities, just with this awareness and being open to the idea that something could come in. So if this question is for you, if it resonates, if it's something that you've asked yourself in the past, just notice, and I would love for you to check in with me. Send me a message, leave me a little voice note. I'm going to put the link below too, so that you can actually send me a voice note and you don't even have to put your name, and let me know if this worked for you. I love this next question. How can I manifest a better life for my children? Is it possible to manifest for others through our manifestation process? I believe anything is possible. I love, 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 love this. All right, let's make the distinction between manifesting for others and, I'm just going to say it, and manipulation, right? I think a lot of times, this is something that I hear very often, where we want our partner or our children to behave a certain way, and we want them to do something And there's like a manipulative quality in there somewhere of how do I get this person, whether it's a child, a spouse, a friend, a coworker, whatever, to do something. And when it comes to manifesting and when it comes to being in integrity, we can't actually get anyone to do anything. However, by leading ourselves, by being in alignment ourselves, we, without even saying it, without nagging, without trying to drag people, we influence other people. And last week, I was having a conversation. I did a little Zoom event with the graduates of I Manifest. And one of my clients, Kathy, was talking about her children and how doing the work. She's been doing the work of, manifesting and personal development for a long time. And she listens to this podcast and she's been in my other courses. And she said that whereas before she used to, I don't want to say nag because that's my word, but like she would try to, she would worry maybe, or she'd want her son to do this or that. And now she's taking care of her human. She really understands how energetics work, how magnetism works, how manifestation works. And just through her essence, just through her being, just through her frequency, she is modeling that for her son. And so she also is encouraging him to make his own decisions and just be a supportive guide. And this is what a day after, I think, or that night, I was crying to my husband in the best way. I was just so full of gratitude because it was the day before Mother's Day. And I said, even though I'm not a mother to humans, I see the legacy that I am having by being able to influence human beings who have children. In the same way, my client, Kathy, is able, because she's doing the work herself, she's able to influence her children. And in the same way, by you taking care of yourself, you are able to influence other people, whoever that is, and that could be your children. And how often, when it comes to children, do we say to them, do what I say because I'm your parent, or do this, but we're not actually practicing what we preach? But what better example could there be than you actually being it, whatever that thing is? It doesn't mean that your child or your partner or your coworker will do the thing that you desire, but it's so much sweeter when they are positively influenced and then they make a change. And I've heard this in my body business with health and fitness. I don't remember, it doesn't matter who it was, but I remember a few weeks ago, I have a client who has been working out forever with me. I don't know, 10 years, 15 years or something like that, a long time, many years. And she said that her husband finally started working out, and it was actually to my husband's workout Body Beast, without her saying anything. And she just heard the Body Beast sounds over in the basement. And she's like, oh my goodness, my husband's working out. And so nagging is not always the best alternative. Being the best possible influence that you can be to your children, I think is always the way to go. And so I would say just have faith and trust that by you working on you, you are, in fact, creating magic in life, in your children's life, in your spouse's life. Okay. What is your favorite way to get back on track when the road takes another turn? And I received a similar question, which I'll read it. When difficult or hard times come, how do you keep yourself aligned with the right energy? I wish that I was a person, it's just not human, but I'm sure that there are more evolved people somewhere out there who never wobble and they're super, super consistent in their energy and they don't have hard times. But I think that would be called a guru. And gurus are very, very few and far between. So a guru, the technical or the dictionary definition of a guru is someone who has already arrived, right? They're so enlightened and they just emit this light and they've already walked the path. They've already learned everything that they're supposed to learn on this earth. I am not that person. I am a very human person. And so I use all the tools that are at my disposal and that I really talked about on this podcast, that I talk about on this podcast all the time. So my favorite way to get back on track when the road takes another turn is slowing down. If I'm having a bad day, whether I've got bad news or whether I'm just feeling frazzled, and as I say that, I remember feeling frazzled all the time. I would spend the majority of my days feeling frazzled. And now I know that the answer to that is never do more. Even just thinking that got me a little stressed out. So let me take a deep breath. The answer is never to do more. The answer is always to regulate my nervous system. And the way that I do that is usually through a yoga nidra. And you can just go on YouTube and search for yoga nidra, which is a guided meditation where you scan your body and you bring focus to each of your body parts, including your toes, your fingers, your legs, your arms, your knees. And that just takes you out of your head and into your body. And so that is the very first thing that I do. Some kind of meditation, some kind of slowing down. Usually it's a yoga nidra meditation. And I would say that I am someone who is very self-aware. And that is something that you grow, that you develop, that you evolve. And so what am I talking about? What do I mean? It's really taking notice when life takes a turn. So let's say something doesn't work out, or your dog is sick, your child is sick, your spouse left you, it could be anything, it could be big or small. And it's just being with the emotion, noticing what it is that you're sensing in your body, becoming aware of the thoughts that you're having about the experience in your body or in your life. So becoming aware of the feelings, which is the meaning that you're making of whatever's happening in your body and your life. And with that awareness, you invite compassion in. So compassion for yourself and really taking, again, that deep breath, coming back to your body so that you can take the appropriate action from a place of calm. Gosh, I wish I would have known this years ago. I'm 49. So when did I start doing this? Probably 5 or 6 years ago. Really, really coming back home to myself, really becoming aware, not being so freaking reactive, because I was always so reactive and hyped up. And now I'm not, even though I don't know if it's conditioning or if it's my nature, but I can be very reactive. And actually it's in my human design. It's in my gene keys. My shadow is reactiveness. I don't know if that's what it's called, but yeah, I can be very reactive. And so the antidote to that is calming myself down, giving myself a moment to pause so I can really make a decision that is aligned and supportive. And, I don't know if you know this, but a plane is off track 99% of the time. It's always getting back on course. So understanding that being a human in this life means that things are going to happen, because this is something that I notice all the time, that I don't know where we get this idea that life is supposed to always be working out for us or always supposed to feel like it's working out, but that's not the way life is. Things are going to happen. Things that don't feel good are going to happen. So just being okay with that, coming back to your body, coming back to calm and making decisions from that point, that's the magic. Because I know that no matter what happens in my life, that always, this is a cliche, but it's true. There's always sunshine after a storm. There's always sunshine after the rain. The key is to not run with the bad day and make it a bad month and make it a bad year and make it a bad lifetime. Honestly, I think that happens way too much. And I don't do that. I'm like, okay, I had a bad day. Today's not a good day. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to come back tomorrow and we're going to do this differently. And understand that life is exactly that. It's ups, downs, it's a roller coaster, but I always come back to my center. So I hope that that was supportive for you. All right, last question. I have a business, but I can't seem to make the time to work it. Help, what do I do? All right, I love this question. And the reason that I love this question is because I hear it all the time. That people have this desire, and whether it's because they have children or because, they've got another job or because everybody is pulling at them from all different directions, that they're not carving out the time to work their business. And so this is really an invitation for you to take an honest look at your life and to ask yourself, where am I overgiving? Where am I saying yes to things that I should be saying no to? And again, as women, and please reach out. If you are a man listening to my podcast, let me know, because I've only heard from women. This is the truth. I have only heard from women listeners. But I dare say that as women, I can't speak for men and I can't speak for all women, but as women, we tend to be everything to everyone and try to say yes to everything and for everyone. And what that does is that exhausts us. So I actually do believe when people tell me I don't have time to work my business. But that's because you're saying yes to everyone else but yourself. What about you? What do you desire? And is it time for you? And the answer is yes, but you get to decide. You get to decide if it's time for you to start saying no. No to certain things that no longer serve you and that you really don't want to do. And when you stop being so busy, which can sometimes really be scary, because then you're left with yourself, which is a beautiful thing. I'm just saying that for a lot of people that can be scary when you haven't done the work. I mean, this used to be me. I used to be that person that was like, literally I had to be busy all the time because I had all this anxiety when it came to being with myself. And now I love it. I love solitude. So I hope that that was helpful. I know that if you truly want to build your business, start a business, that of course you can do it. Of course you can do it. Look at all, and your children are never an excuse. If anything, there should be a reason for you or whatever it is. And if you are struggling with health, because that was something that was really very real for me, every case is different. And so in some cases, if you're struggling with health, it might not be a good idea to start a business. Only you know that. But I do want you to know that if you are struggling with health and you do have a little bit of energy to start a business or to work a business, that you get to do it your way, that you don't have to follow the old paradigm, the old way of doing things. You really do get to create the business that you want on the terms that you desire. All right, that is all for today. So once again, the podcast party is today, Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Time. The link is below. You'll get an email with the Zoom link, and the link is also below for Empress. I'm so excited about it. I will see you next time. Thank you.
If you loved this episode and if you're loving my podcast, I would love for you to leave a review. They really do make a difference in spreading the word and having more people be impacted. Also, I'd love for you to join me in my Facebook community called The Magnetic Portal. You can find the link in the show notes. I'll see you next time.